See how things are looking outside. We had a foggy start yesterday and then got hot, of course. And so today a little clearer, but I don't think the heat's going anywhere.
No, and that muggy feel is probably sticking around too. So we're going to have to contend with that for a little while longer. I don't expect it to be as hot this afternoon because we should cook up a few more clouds. Maybe we can keep those temperatures in the 80s. Overnight it's going to stay way up in the 70s again, because we have all that moisture around. So not a lot changing. Was hoping that today was going to be the day where things started to change. Now maybe we got to push that back to Sunday. Some drier air to the north, just having a tough time getting here. The boundary, the leading edge of that drier air, it's going to try to sort of push through parts of our area, but it's going to have a tough time. And where that boundary is, that'll be a good focal point for some scattered showers to get fired up. So got to count on there being some decent scattered showers both today and tomorrow, and maybe still on Sunday. So we'll leave the rain chances a bit on the high side. It's 76 this morning in Tallahassee. That's a bit on the high side too. We're at 70 in Thomasville. More like where it should be this time of the day, this time of the year. And in Valdosta, we're at 73. Those dew point numbers are still in the 70s. So yeah, we still have plenty of that icky sticky factor going on outside, and that's going to stick around probably today, tomorrow, and the first part of Sunday. The drier air starts to get here. That's when things start to change. That's when things start to feel better. But we need that drier air to be a little bit more successful, and right now it's not being all that successful. We're at 71 this morning in Bainbridge, in Camilla, and in Moultrie. It's 74 in Perry. Got a couple upper 60s in our northernmost areas, like in Blakely and in Tifton, but that's it. Now, I don't see too much fog. Blakely visibility is down to 2 miles. Homerville down below 1 mile. So a couple of spots with some fog, and there'll be a little bit more of that over the weekend too. There is some much more comfortable weather way off to the north. We're just hoping it gets here, or at least parts of it gets here. And I think the earliest that could happen would be like Sunday night. On the Futurecast for this afternoon, we're talking scattered showers. Not everybody gets wet all day soaking rains. I don't expect big storms, but I do think there can be a couple of decent downpours mixed in there, and some of these showers might linger well past dark. Same kind of thing tomorrow. Maybe not so much early in the day, but as we get into the afternoon, with that boundary, with all the warm, humid air, I think pretty good shots for showers. As we get to Sunday, notice how all those yellow arrows start to point down. That north and northwest wind starts to take over. Here comes the drier air, and if it does what it's supposed to do, this has probably got a little better shot to do that. By Monday, we're bringing in some drier air. Things start to feel a little bit better. Now, a lot of the focus all week, of course, has been on what's going on with Hurricane Lee. The winds are down to 85 miles per hour. It's still moving just a smidge east of north. As long as it stays on that path, that's really better news for all the bigger cities in the Northeast. It's great news for the Florida State football game at noontime tomorrow as we go through the day Saturday and it starts to approach areas maybe near Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, or maybe far down eastern Maine over towards Calais St. Stephen. That'll be the area that will be most directly impacted, and then it works its way through the Canadian Maritimes, continuing to fizzle out, and then I think we're done talking about Lee, which will be a rainmaker for a lot of the Canadian Maritimes. That core is still there and quite large. Lots of clouds extend north of it, so they'll feel some of the clouds and see some of the clouds and the breeze at times as early as today, and it will still be breezy up and down the East Coast. The surf will be higher than normal, and there'll be some wraparound showers, but certainly not the same as if that core were intact and it was going right towards some of those bigger cities. Now, this energy out across the Atlantic here, that's likely going to be the next one up to a 90% shot for development. I'm actually kind of surprised we're not calling it at least a tropical depression yet. Looks pretty robust on the satellite imagery. Nigel is the next name on the list, and yeah, there is another one behind it. So we've got our eyes on several things still cooking in the tropics. On the Gulf close to home, nothing tropical. Winds out of the northeast early, west later, but light. Less than 12 knot seas, less than 2 feet. 70s this morning. It is muggy. Maybe we get to 90 this afternoon, but I think the clouds and the showers should prevent that from happening for most spots. We'll put the rain chances like 60 or 70%, so got to expect there to be some showers later on today. The showers will eventually fizzle. They may take a while, and it's going to be muggy to get started on our Saturday, probably still muggy on our Sunday morning, but with a little bit of luck, we get rid of the showers on Sunday afternoon, and it does feel like a brighter, drier beginning in next week.